I know you wanted to talk on the hip hop and entertainment industry, and just like where we at right now, I would say that also contributed to our thinking. You know what I'm saying? Us thinking that we gotta have multiple women. You know what I'm saying? Us thinking we gotta live life fast. You know what I'm saying? Us
Yeah,
not understanding life fully just off the strength of the music that we subject ourselves to.
yeah, yeah. That's a poisonous culture, dog. What was it? The end of the '80s, the '90s, early '90s. That's when that shit started to take a turn on the culture as far as in that negative aspect. Um, at the end of the day, bro, this is war. I don't want anybody to ever get that confused. This is war. Every day, motherfuckers trying to figure out the next move. And these motherfuckers think 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years in advance type shit. You know what I mean? This is psychological warfare, for real, for real. Hip hop industry and the entertainment industry and man, that shit is crazy. And I say this, man, I want to say this too. But I feel like how we view blogs and journalism when it comes to hip hop and the entertainment industry right now, I feel like we need to be a little bit more lenient to celebrities because we really don't know what them motherfuckers be going through.
Facts.
For real.
Facts.
It's so much shit behind the scenes, dog. A motherfucker just apply that pressure to you behind the scenes, but you gotta act in a certain way. You gotta move in a certain way because it's eyes on you every single motherfucking second of your day. That shit different. That's a whole different lifestyle than any motherfucker can fathom if you don't know.
Especially once you get into it and it destroy you. Cause you want to go to the mall, you want to go to the show, and you can't. Somebody always want a picture. Somebody always waiting on you to slip or fuck up.
Exactly. Even further than that, it's enemies for sure. It's a lot of enemies, not just civilians that despise you. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's them type of, you know what I mean? And they watching you all the time, so you got to create a certain system to really thrive. So when we see a certain celebrity do this and do that, we like, oh, why this motherfucker doing this? Why we doing that? And then we just judge them without knowing the full details, dog. That shit wrong. That shit wrong. You know what I mean? That shit should cease to exist because we really don't know how this shit be going on for real.
I always looked at that as weird, as just judging somebody that you don't know, period. Because growing up, that once again, that's what we used to do. We used to talk about people, say all types of shit. Oh, you ain't got the new shoes on, you tweaking, you know what I'm saying? That's why I teach my kids nowadays, like, I love a teachable moment, you feel me? Because growing up, nobody ever really hit me with teachable moments. Right. And I remember my son, he wouldn't tell me a kid hit him at school. So his mama told me. So when I holler at him, I'm like, bro, what's up? Like, somebody hit you? I'm like, why? He like, I said something about him. I'm like, all right, bro, don't just stop right there. Tell me everything that happened. He was talking about somebody's shoes, and the little boy popped him. I'm like, first off, don't let nobody hit you. Second off, you wrong. You shouldn't have been talking about his shoes. You feel me? If you weren't talking about him, he wouldn't have touched you at all. You know, so I love teachable moments in a way that I can give some game to my kids because growing up, bro, like, we didn't have all the freshest clothes. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you got to understand what somebody else going through. Even if they don't speak it verbally to you, you got to be cool on how you treat people. Because that, at the end of the day, you bullying this kid every day. This kid can one day come to school with a gun, and who on his list? Number one, you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be cool on how you treat people. Right. And just you saying, we don't know what celebrities go through. I tell people that shit all the time. Like, you get on social media and you bash this person, you don't know nothing about them at all. But you gonna jump on the bandwagon because everybody else doing it.
Right.
They go through depression and tough times too. Just because they driving a Bentley don't mean shit. They still a normal person.
Big facts. And just to take it a step further, like, again, everything go back to the spiritual shit. For real. Dog, these motherfuckers, I ain't gonna say it's every celebrity know about this shit, because, some of them don't. But a lot of motherfuckers who in the industry, they know the industry. This is an industry. You know what I mean? This motherfucker been around for some years. It's very intricate. It's a labyrinth. You know what I mean? This magic shit is real. Magic is real. a lot of celebrities that we see are magicians. How about that? They not gonna tell you just flat out, yeah, I'm a magician, because we know the stigma behind that motherfucker. We know what type of attention that might bring if a motherfucker just say, yeah, I'm a magician. But so they gonna disguise it as a gangster. They gonna disguise it as this. They gonna disguise it as that. But these motherfuckers know how it go. It's a whole, bro. This Harry Potter, all this shit, bro. This shit real.
You ain't gotta tell me, bro.
Oh, bro, this shit real.
Anything I see in a movie, a TV, anything, bro. I might not seen that anywhere else, but just off the strength of me seeing on there, I know this shit real somewhere. This shit happened somewhere. Bro, somebody had to see this shit.
On the real. And I feel for him. I definitely feel for him. Bro, a motherfucker can know what you gonna be doing 6 months from now to the exact day and exact time. And they can even take it a step further to say, oh, this nigga gonna be wearing a white shirt with a logo on that shit 6 months from now. It's that shit. So just think about what the type of shit that you up against when it's that shit at play. You know what I mean? This shit ain't for fake. You know what I mean? This shit for real, dog.
Some people can't bring their minds to even think about things like this being capable. I think it's off the strength of them being scared. Like I had conversations with my chick, and I tell her, I'm like, bro, they can create weather. They can control the weather. And she like, nobody, only God can do that. I'm like, bro, just break down simple science. If I know how something works, I can manipulate it. You feel me? Yeah. They know how it works, so they manipulate it. And that goes with everything in our lives, bro. Right. That's why, like, I went to Jackson State University for college. I did a half a semester down there. And this was when Hurricane Katrina happened. Now, imagine, I'm a kid from Chicago. I ain't never been in no hurricane, nothing. You know, we get rain and shit, but I've never been in no shit like this. Right. And to hear people tell me that they had people in New Orleans that heard explosions before the levee broke and things like this. And it's like, bro, it take an evil motherfucker to do some shit like this. But most people gonna say, nah, that shit just happened. That was nature. Like, no, bro. None of these disasters are just happening, bro. Right. These motherfuckers creating these shits. Right. And they using these bitches as warfare, and a lot of people, like I say, they scared to see the world that we live in like that. But you think that black kid killed black kid for no reason. Right. Crazy, bro.
Right. Psychological warfare.